Now, I'm going to record this conversation. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
What is it going to be used for again before anything happens?
Okay, this is going to be used for our presentation. We have on Monday, and basically, we're going to, I don't know necessarily, we might end up playing some of the, I know we're not going to play all of the half hour, but some excerpts might be used in the presentation. In our presentation, it's about performing arts and really cabaret and its effect on culture. Let me pull up the information, the outline, and I'll read you the thesis, and then we can go from there.
Alrighty.
So how's your day, man?
Going good so far.
That's good.
I was about to have dinner right now. They caught me at a good moment.
Dang. Caught you. You feeling good? What are you having for dinner, man?
Having some Pizza Hut.
Oh, okay.
Just some pizza, wings, other than that family box thing.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, good stuff. I always love pizza.
Yeah, pizza's good, man. I wish I'd come over there and get a slice, man.
I don't know about that, brother, but you know.
Hey, gotta wish. Let's see.
Right?
Maybe I'll be able to go get my own soon. Let me see.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully, it's good stuff.
Let's see. Have you tried that pizza with the cheese crust or what have you?
The stuffed crust thing?
Yeah.
With the extra cheese and some crap, right?
Yeah, it looks like a flour or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Man, I mean, it's like, you know, it's the same to me. To me, pizza's pizza.
Right. Pizza's pizza.
Yeah. So, I'm not, like, just thrilled when it's like, oh, new pizza. I'm just like, okay, just something new to eat.
Right. It's going to the same place.
Yeah, but good stuff, though. I still love it.
Let me see. Okay, come on, man. Second, you're trying to pull the stuff up.
Cool. What about you, brother? How's your day going?
You know what? It's going good. I went to work today. I do sales, so I mean, I did okay today. You know, I got out alive. So I'm thankful. Oh, man. No, I know. This is the thing. Whenever you really want to get something done, it seems like the materials you need disappear.
Yeah, I know.
But I can't.
I know that feeling too well. All right, take your time. No big deal.
You know, I might shed a tear, man, because I know this is eating into our time. I know you want to get your food, so let me see. I think I.
Now, are you busy on Monday though?
Yeah, because well, the Monday day I'm working, and then
okay.
as soon as I finish work, I got to get ready for the presentation.
Oh, right. Okay, I see.
That's why I requested that we do it before Monday. You know, maybe even Sunday night. You know, if you want to get to the food, maybe we can do 15 minutes now and maybe 15 minutes tomorrow.
Oh, no, I'm not in a hurry. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
I was just, if you're fine with your stuff, that's why.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you want to take a moment to look for your stuff and call me back.
Oh, okay. No, you know, I got it because I'm doing it online. So
okay, cool.
I just needed to pull up
the email. Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm all good.
Thank you.
So it's not going anywhere.
Let's see.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. No, my phone cuts out a lot around where I live, so I want to make sure I didn't get cut off.
Oh, yeah, so it's okay. All right, so we're just going to go with this one.
Okay.
All right, so our thesis is we want to demonstrate our understanding of how musical theater performers make sense of the world through their performances.
Okay.
All right, so since you're a musical theater performer,
I
want to know how you make sense of the world through your performance. Now, because the only thing that our group has seen you in is cabaret, I don't want you to, I want that to be the feature. You could tell me whatever you want, but just remember that the feature is cabaret, because that's what that's what our presentation is going to be based on.
Alrighty, cool. No problem.
So, how do you make sense of the world through your performance, Ruben?
Well, through my performance, I don't try to just make sense of the world based off of how I feel at the moment. You know, for me, performing is it's like a gateway to another world for me. You know, it's my escape. And in Cabaret, since it's a show in itself, I thought it, you know, the best thing ever to just try and you know, find some sort of meaning, I guess, in life or something. I want to say. I just kind of I just feel the performance as as I'm on stage. I feel the character, and that's pretty much how I try to make sense of just everything whenever I'm performing, especially for Cabaret, because I've always enjoyed the musical. You know, it's around a hard time, around a very big drastic moment in human history. You know, during the whole Nazi Berlin Germany thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
It was also like, you know, a sexual kind of revolution going on at the same time.
Okay. So
through the characters.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry?
Excuse me. I didn't mean
okay.
You said.
And yeah, just through there, I just you know, try to make sense to I guess the time period and through the character.
Okay.
And in doing so, you know, I study the character. You know, how did the hosts, the MCs, sort of like present themselves back in the day? You know, everything was really lack of inhibitions, and I found it wonderful. I found it really wonderful to be able to express myself in any way that I would please, to try and just, you know, get this message through to the audience or to whoever watches the show.
Okay, so now you mentioned a couple of things that you said performing for you is like a gateway to another world.
Right.
So go ahead, let loose on that. What do you mean?
For me, it's well, I use acting not only because I like it and because I enjoy entertaining people, but I use it as sort of an escape from my own world. You know, we all have problems. You know, everybody's got their own sob story and everything, and I use acting to sort of escape, find a way to escape my problems, and I just feel wonderful. I feel good at home. I feel at home performing. You know, I love bringing a smile to someone's face while performing. I'm going to say yes, I did during Cabaret.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of smiles and everything, and in acting, you can pretty much be anybody that you want.
Mm-hmm.
From the MC to Sally to an audience member in Cabaret to anything. You can just one. That's what I mean by you just enter a whole new world during acting.
Okay. So you enter a whole new world. Now, when you say you use acting as an escape, do you use acting also as a way to work through problems or work through issues in your own life?
In a way, yes. In a way, I do. You know, throughout every single show teaches us a sort of morality, and so I use those moralities to sort of, I guess, shape my own life. I guess seeing like it's a pretty you know, shows are like a set sort of result of certain actions and consequences that people go through, and then from there I build upon it with my own life. You know, I see that this way doesn't work. Maybe I'll try a different approach to a similar problem that I have. That would be in the hold on. That would be presented in a show.
Okay, so you're saying that your solution to an issue, you're gonna use it in, maybe it didn't work in one show, so you're gonna try it in another one, or
right.
And also you say that every show you learn.
Yes, you definitely learn. In every single show you learn something. You learn, you know, different, like I said before, you learn different moralities, I guess different situations that can actually be presented in your own life, you know, regardless if it's from a musical like Cabaret or a straight play or whatever. You know, not necessarily it has to be like, a situation in Berlin or anything like that, but just something that can relate in your own life to a production. And that's why I definitely enjoyed playing the MC in Cabaret. He's free spirited. He's just doesn't give a care in the world. And that's how I consider, that's why I use acting, just to not care, to not worry about anything, just be myself.
Yeah, just
my true self, I consider.
Yeah, because nobody else can do it.
Exactly. So I've been told.
Amen. Now, would you say the MC as a character is neutral in the play?
Neutral?
Like a neutral play? Because I've heard like Sally is the, she's just kind of like, she doesn't really know. And then we got the guy Cliff, who's real straight edge, but the MC moving things along, but do you think the MC takes a side or has a preference of, an outcome as far as the story is concerned?
I don't think so. I don't believe it at all. I believe that the MC is he's sort of the one that just presents himself when the pieces are just scattered everywhere. And he kind of just, he's kind of like, I guess, an enigmatic messenger, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least the approach that Naomi took, the director, she wanted it to have the MC be more like of an enigma. He's not good, but he's not bad either. That's why she had me come out after a few instances and sort of like be just kind of a background influence to just everything that's going on. He doesn't just help when the situations are good, and he doesn't just help when the situations are bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's just in the middle. He makes everything fair, I would say.
He makes everything fair. Would you say that in acting you can express? Now, how I'll rephrase that question. How close to your life is the character MC? How do you relate to that character? Are you?
I relate to MC a lot. He's very sociable. I consider myself very sociable. I know a lot of people. I consider myself very friendly and just lovable. I love people, and the MC is sort of the same way. He enjoys a good laugh. He's a trickster, but he enjoys every aspect of everything. He's the epitome of the lack of inhibitions in people. Is what I think the MC is. He doesn't have any restrictions, whether it's emotionally, sexually, anything. He's just himself.
Okay.
And nothing can change him. He's just him. And that's why I can relate to the MC so much, is that I don't worry too much about anything, unless, again, just like the MC, there are situations where I'm needed, so to speak. Whether it's a dire situation or a good situation. And that's how I consider myself. That's how I relate to the MC as a character.
Okay. Now, let's touch on the sexuality of Cabaret.
Okay.
Yeah, that's excuse me. It seems to be a big theme. Now, the theme really, because as you mentioned that there was a sexual revolution going on. In your own words, go ahead and elaborate.
Well, during at that time in the 1920s Berlin, everything was just being discovered. Everybody was expressing themselves sexually, whether it be men dressing up as women or men with men, women with women, women dressing up, scandalously, just not totally just being fine with it. I would say a lot of underground prostitution.
Okay.
I would say, especially in the cabarets back in Berlin. There's you've got your showgirls, and it's everything very very intimate settings, very burlesque, but not enough to break the entire fantasy. And again, the MC is the epitome of all that. He's got no restrictions. He just goes for whatever, and he just brings the party with him everywhere.
Okay, so as far as party is concerned, do you think that any of the characters were meant to legitimize some of the themes in Cabaret?
Oh yes, definitely. I definitely believe so. Besides, even besides the MC, we have we have Clifford, a sort of, let's say, sexually repressed American that comes into this world where um, everybody's just so expressive, and he's in a way dealing with his own either homosexuality or his own just lack of being with a woman. But when he gets to Berlin, everything just falls into place for him. He's been with men, but then he has his wonderful experience with Zach, who's a woman, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, he finds out that he's in love with this girl, despite obviously being with numerous men. Because in the show, how he's met men in also sort of cabaret burlesque clubs,
Mm-hmm.
like how what's his name, like Gottfried von Schwarzenbaum, and how Bobby interacts with him in the club and recognizes him from like a sort of, I guess it implies that it was like a gay club in London, and so he's sort of like he makes it legit that there was a sort of oppression sexually during the time, and then you have Sally, who just is sort of she's just can't be controlled. She's young, she's vibrant, she attaches herself to one man to another, just goes by men quickly, and like I said back then, everything was just being discovered. Even like the theme of abortion was starting to become less of a taboo and more of a common thing. As mentioned, even by Sally, where on the scene where she gets pregnant, she talks about she implies that she's had numerous abortions, but she says it like whatever.
Wow.
And her recommendation for everything would always be a spot of gin for her, despite it being such a taboo subject.
Well, as an actor, I want to look at that for a second, or consider, how do you feel about that sort of attitude toward, abortion?
I believe everybody should have their own choice and decide what they want to do. But everything has its certain morality.
Mm-hmm.
Where when that morality is crossed, then there's an issue, and all that. That's a whole ball game that I semi don't feel comfortable going into.
Okay, well then we don't have to.
If that's okay with you.
Oh no, we don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to go there. And
But that's the gist of what I believe. Everybody should have the right to do what they want, but there's a certain moral standard that you shouldn't cross lightly, at least.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's what I'm gonna give you for that.
Okay. Well, I'll take it.
That's what I'm gonna give you for that.
As an actor, when you're faced with things that are uncomfortable or themes that you don't necessarily, that you like you said, you feel your way, but certain themes that you really don't feel all the, or characters. I'll put it this way, nice, cleaner, briefer question. Have you ever played a role that you don't feel, and how do you deal with that as an actor? How do you get through performing as a character that you're not 100% with?
I actually did. It was my first show at Dominguez Hills. Was we did a Juarez Mexican cartel version of Macbeth.
Wow.
And there was, in the scene where I played the captain in the beginning that gets murdered, and then later on I also play one of the assassins that are hired by Macbeth to kill Macduff's family. And so when we did the assassination scenes, it was Lady Macduff and her child. She had, her infant child. And I was the one who had to kill the child.
Mm.
and I had to kill him or her, the baby, pretty much with a crowbar. Is what the actual what again Naomi Buckley directed the show.
Mm-hmm.
What she wanted me to do was to kill the child with a crowbar to sort of give that authenticity of how the Mexican drug cartels, I guess, wiped out entire families.
Wow.
And so we even did research before the show, so I was familiar with the topic, and I've been familiar with the topic before the show through just through readings that I've done in school, my own interest in wanting to just be well rounded in a bunch of information, and so I knew that how the cartel can just be merciless, and just butcher entire families. And so, in a way, I wasn't surprised that she wanted me to do that, but to actually, even if it was fake, to actually hit and out a murder of a child was definitely difficult for me. And I told her, I don't feel I'll do it, but I don't feel 100% for this part at least.
Mm-hmm.
And as I would beat the child, there was a stagehand in front of me because I did it close to the wing, so that I guess it doesn't show me bludgeon this poor child to death. One of the stagehands on the side would splatter blood on my face after every hit.
Wow.
And so when I would come back, I would just be in this bloody mess all over my face, my shirt, and everything. And so I didn't feel too solid doing that part, but I took it as an acting challenge.
Okay.
And so I just did it. And it I was praised for my acting part of it. Obviously, I'm not going to be praised about the fact that I potentially wasn't the poor kid on stage, but I was able to pull it off and make it realistic and everything. So I guess there was, something good came out of it. If I could be brave enough to say.
Right on. Okay. Now,
yeah,
Now, a couple more questions. Did you have any of those challenges in Cabaret? And then we'll lighten it up after that question.
Not really. I didn't really have any challenges in Cabaret. Except for probably dressing up as a woman in front of a big audience. As an actor, we tend to explore every role that we possibly can. So, I've pretended to play as a girl, with my voice and just hand gestures, but I haven't fully gone full female regalia.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little bit. I knew I would get over it because I loved the character of the MC, and I wanted to be casted as the character of the MC. So I kind of just got over it real quickly, and I knew what I was set up for. I knew what I signed up for, that it was going to be, some funny, off the wall, totally out of my ordinary acting roles.
Okay.
And so I got over that really quickly, but that was one of the strides. That was the main stride in Cabaret, but everything else of the NC I enjoyed thoroughly. I enjoyed just being this free, jolly spirit on stage, interacting with the girls, making all the jokes, and I enjoyed it. I loved it.
Okay, you loved it. That's good. Now, what are some of those lovely moments that you've had? Can you give me about two or three of those moments that you're like, man, this is great, I'm glad?
Well, just opening the show was definitely a wonderful moment that I had. I enjoyed being very close to the audience and interacting with them and making them laugh and everything. And then presenting the girls was also fun because I got to follow a little something. But I'm actually on that note. It's there's how can I say this? There's always a line between business and pleasure. As much as I like it, whatever I do on stage is for business. With the loving touch that I have. So, I don't necessarily have been wanting to be the MC because, I get to fondle women. That's all I want. I knew the aspect was of it. And, I consider myself a free spirit, and, that's why I even asked the girls, look, if I do anything that bothers you during the performance, you can let me know right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or during the rehearsals, just let me know and I'll accommodate to something else. You know, I wasn't there to be completely obscene and inappropriate as long as it would just relate to the character.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I got to enjoy being with a bunch of girls. I got to enjoy pretty much the same as I said before, entertaining the audience, just being the epitome of free spirit on stage.
Okay. Wow, man. Well, I appreciate you, Ren. You really you know, you brought some more about Cabaret that I didn't know, and you know, that's a good thing. You expressed yourself, and I appreciate you for being open and candid, and I also appreciate your honesty, you know, concerning the things that you didn't want to discuss.
Right.
So I really appreciate your time, man, and you know.
No, it was definitely my pleasure, Julius. Thank you for having me. You know, I definitely appreciate the praise, and I feel proud of myself when someone wants to, you know, discover more about me in my acting business. So this is definitely a great opportunity for me.
Yeah, man.
As much as I'm sure it is for you.
Yeah, it's all about you, Ruben. That's okay. You know, I think that's one of the.
No. I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm very modest. I don't always like to shine. I know.
But you got, you know.
But I appreciate the praise. Yeah. I definitely appreciate the praise when it's.
Well, you know.
I'm not one to boast or consider myself an amazing at. No, I just do what I like to do. Well, and as long as I get to bring entertainment and happiness to people, then I'm happy.
That's good. Thank you, sir. Now, the final thing I want to ask you is, if there's anything you want to tell people who are not actors, or any kids or anybody who wants to get into the world of acting or to get into the world of performance, what are you telling them? What's the sign you hold up for them when they want to get started or get involved?
I would definitely warn them that it is definitely an emotional stride that if you are not ready for it, you should not take. There's a lot of dedication needed for theater. It's not just memorizing your lines and pretending. You know, there's a lot of emotional obstacles, a lot of physical obstacles, and sometimes that even affects your outside life from the theater. Ooh, sorry, I got a chill. Ooh. And, yeah, you know, if you're not ready to take that emotional or physical dedication, then I would suggest not doing it. But if you are curious, I would always suggest that everybody at least be in one show in their lives and just experience how it is, experience what it's like to work with many people. You know, it's theater's really based off of community and not like how it's been mainstream that it's always based off of fame and everything. No, it's a whole second family to me, is what theater is, and I would suggest for any newcomers who want to act to try it, because it's a wonderful experience. Whether you like it or not, at least try it and see if you like it. I would definitely suggest that.
Oh, okay. Well, Ruben, thank you, sir. I will say well done for this interview. I hope you enjoy
Mr. Julius, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Enjoy that pizza, man.
Oh, definitely. I'm about to go stuff my face right now. And again, thank you for having me, Mr. Julius, okay?
Oh, you're welcome.
If you ever want any more interviews, just swing by the University Theater. I'll mostly be there all the time.
Okay. Thank you, Ruben.
Okay? All right. Thank you, Julius.